Give a round of applause. Entrepreneur, media personality. She worked with one of my mentors and big brothers, Chuck D, on his rap station.
Wow, shout out to Chuck D.
She spearheaded Be More Youth Rising. She's an author. She's been featured in magazines, all sorts of media platforms, and she only speaks the truth that not many understand. Give her a round of applause. Please welcome the one and only Yonasda Lonewolf is here.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow, beautiful.
Yes.
Man, I made it.
You
I
made it.
You made
I
it.
made it here.
You are here.
Man, I'm about to.
Come on, let's give a big round of
Yo,
applause.
come on, that spirit been flowing all morning. It's
been
okay,
flowing
we
all
just
morning.
embrace it.
I remember you all interviewed me 2 years ago, October.
Yes.
And I was telling you all I got diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. And I was like really hoping, and it was a call-in, and I was really hoping to be here. So excuse me if I get emotional, but I am so happy to see both of
Amen.
you all.
Yeah.
Thank you. We're
And
happy
to be
see
here
you.
in the studio and to bring some of my brothers with me,
Yes.
Antoine Edwards and Keith IMC, on this Native American Heritage Month.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
And the time is the time. Like, we can't control that. This is the appointed time and the appointed date.
Yes.
This is the time. So
Yes.
we all feel it.
Yeah. I wanted to know if we could switch it up real quick.
Sure.
Okay, well, because it is Native American Heritage Month, I wanted us to open up with a Native prayer song.
So happy you're doing this.
Dude, so I don't know if you know this, but this is every Thursday here at Sway in the Morning, we do something called Good News Thursday. So we open up the show in that spirit and that energy. So
Wow.
prayer, all of it. So it's beautiful.
Thank
Sure to
you.
get a close up on this, Drew. Let's move those cups before you start. And if you don't mind, if you could lift the drum a little higher so the microphone won't hide it from the and move the microphone to your and move the microphone down a little bit. Okay, there you go.
My name is Anton. I go by Anton X. I'm Umaha, Lakota, Oglala, and Sichangu. But the song I'm gonna sing is I'm gonna do one push up, and it says Tunkashla, pity me and give me strength to guide my people to the red road. And we'll get into what the red road is too. But
Absolutely.
yeah, 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 oh, yeah, 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 oh, yeah, 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 oh, yeah, oh, Washag my yo ya teke chankolo tahea hai. Wichaki pazok telo ya ya hi oh hey aho.
Man, yo, that was. I can't wait to understand for you guys to give context to what you just did.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy that you called that audible, because that was something that was part of what I wanted to ask you guys about anyway, was ceremonies and rituals and the meaning behind them. And so, can y'all break that down for us?
Yeah, the first song. My name is Keith IMC. I'm a Skeety, Chawi, Pawnee, and Nogazogi, Bear Clan of the Seminole. Those are my two tribes, Pawnee and Seminole. That first song, it says Noah Mini Wachoni Tata Chixtahu, and that song came about as the Pawnee Water is Life Standing Rock song during the Standing Rock movement going on in 2016. As a Pawnee, our tribes, my brother right here is Lakota. I'm Pawnee. We were ancient enemies, and so that song represents two tribes coming together in the future, which was that time in 2016, and coming together for that water, the sacred water. Putting our differences aside, our battles, our painful history, of massacres upon each other, tribal warfare, and saying we'll stand together as one for this water, for the sacred Mother Earth, and hopefully move into the future in a good spiritual way, for the next 100 years from now. So that song is talking about the water, giving thanks to the water, acknowledging that water, and saying thank you from my chiksu, my heart. I give thanks for all this life that is before us, the sacred Mother Water. That's what that means.
Oh, that's powerful. And then your song.
First of all, I'll say it's an honor to be here. Heather B.
Sway.
Thank y'all for embracing us. Thank you. Welcome. Welcome.
Yeah,
Welcome to the show.
It's an honor, man.
It's an honor to have you, brothers.
I'll be watching y'all, and it's good to be up here. But yeah, like you said, I'm Umaha. I'm Lakota. I'm Oglala and Sichangu. And growing up, I was raised traditionally to learn our songs, and there's different roles that you take. And being an Okawi Chasha, that's a singer, it's a big role in our community. All of our ceremonies and all of our ways are based around songs. If there any situation you could think of, we have a song for it. Mm-hmm. So my dad said, if you don't, as a singer, if you don't have the right words, maybe you have the right song, or you always have the right song. So that song I made, my uncle gave me those words before he passed to make a song. And I sat on him for a long time, and one day I was just thinking about him and, thinking about this path that I'm on, and I made that song. And what I said is the translation. It's Tunkashila, which is creator, God. Mm-hmm. Have pity on me and give me the strength to guide my people to the red road. And the red road is that road that you walk with, you walk in a good way, with compassion, humility, and also drug and alcohol free, because that wasn't a part of our ways, that alcohol was brought over to weaken us, and blur our vision from who we really are, being connected to the land, to the stars, and to our people. You know what I mean? So to be on the red road is an important thing for me and my family, and that's why I made that song. So me and my family sing that a lot.
Thank you, man. Give that man a round of applause, Antoine X. Powerful.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you something. I just saw the movie Killers of the Flower Moon that speaks about the Osage tribe, right, of Osage County in Oklahoma, and how they were pillaged, how they were invaded, how they were deceived and stolen from. They owned the mineral rights to the land that they were on, and because of that, people had to come to them to license to dig for oil and all these different things, and the government assigned guardians to these people over their own riches and wealth. And part of what they did, which was revealed in the movie when I went back and researched it even deeper, so I'm curious what you think of it, but Martin Scorsese, I thought he did a great job, of bringing a lot of things to our attention. But one of the things that they did, they infested people. They gave women diabetes. Yes. Right? They did. They took life like life had no meaning. These people were inhumane. And even still, they could not stop the growth of these folks, right? Who receive settlement money from the government. If the government is settling for $800 million, imagine how much they made.
Right.
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 Have you seen the movie?
I love the movie.
Okay.
And I'm probably going to get a lot of feedback on this because right now we have you know how we have Black social media, we also have Native social media.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So I'm in between both because I'm Ogallala and Black, so I'm always in between both of these social media conversations. But on Native social media, first off, Osage was involved. The Osage, as consultants, as actors on the land, like the Osage tribe was very much involved in the making of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, and I know Keith could probably speak on it because he's from Oklahoma, but being Ogallala Lakota for myself, we barely learned our own history.
Yeah.
Because of boarding schools and all of that, and it was stripped from us. And then, but learning about other tribes, you had to go out and research it. And so I never knew about the Osage.
Really?
And so when I saw the movie, that was the first time I'm learning about this. And I was just like, oh, so I did the same thing, research. I called people that were Osage. I made a post and said, anyone Osage, reach out to me because I want to know your feedback. And a lot of Osage people love it. I think that the number one thing is that we have so many Native American directors, producers that could have told this story and should got the budget that Martin got.
Yeah.
And they focus more on Leonardo DiCaprio's character and Robert De Niro's character instead of Lily Gladstone's character. I think that they should have talked more from her perspective, for us to be able to get a Native American woman perspective of more speaking from her. I never read the book either. So, but just from some of that feedback, I think on Native social media, a lot of people are saying, I wish it was more from Lily Gladstone or from the character that she played. I think Lily Gladstone deserves an Oscar.
Yeah, she
did an amazing job. There's something about, especially of elder Native American women, they have these, I remember my Unchi, my grandmothers, that would be like these one-liners, and those one-liners would that one-liner would just cut you or have you think. And one of the things he said, oh, I like your skin. And then she said, yeah, it's my skin. It's just those one-liners, that, and I think that she did an amazing job, showing that, that quiet storm of and that resilience of indigenous women, but I also was for me being Black and Native American, it was similar to how when I first watched Roots or The Color Purple. Yeah. And in regards to that deep pain of damn, man,
this happened. Yeah.
This happened. Yeah. And then the fact that it was happening exactly the same time of Black Wall Street. And then I met with a lot of freedmen Creeks and especially the freedmen Creeks, they just got their recognition. Their tribal recognition, but the freedmen Creeks, the freedmen Cherokees, they said that they actually too went through the same exact thing because they was allotted land as well. Yeah. And so throughout Oklahoma, it was I guess this is a story, and I know Keith could probably jump in, but that's a story and that's a history that needs to be told. And so when we talking about reparations, yes, we need to talk about reparations, not just for Black Americans, but also for Native Americans. And I know a lot of people think Native Americans get reparations. We never did. Those are lawsuits. Those are different.
So people had to sue to get something back.
Yes. Just exactly like the Tuskegee. Yeah,
Tuskegee
Airmen.
And the Osage had to sue to get a settlement, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yep. So they had to sue. So we didn't get reparations. We still are due. And in the Declaration of Independence, it still says that we are merciless Indian savages as Native Americans today.
To this day.
Till this day. That we are considered not even a full human being, and that we are merciless Indian savages. So when I'm being Black, my mother was full-blood Native. Dad is Black from Brooklyn, And I always say that I feel like I'm the oppressed under the oppressed. Yeah. Because as we're fighting for Black Lives Matter, I'm like, God, can we have any recognition for the Native lives? and the thousands of missing and murdered Indigenous women, and that, so these stories matter. So I'm happy that Martin did it.
Yeah.
I heard you all on Monday. You all spent like 30 minutes on this conversation on the movie, which is so important because representation matters. And so yeah, I thought it was good, but we need more stories. So shout out to Sterling Harjo with Reservation Dogs, to Dark Winds, that's on XM. I'm sorry, that's on FX. FX, and all these, and War Pony, my cousin did that movie. There's a lot of great stories that need to be uplifted.
You want to chime in on that, being from Oklahoma?
Yeah, I'm from Oklahoma. Glad to be here.
My man.
Yeah, JB, that's my brother.
Okay.
You remember JB
JB
was here?
Yeah, JB.
So we grew up together doing hip hop.
Wow, damn, it's a small world, man.
Yeah. So
Right.
we grew up in the same crew, and one thing that we've always wanted to represent is that red and black unity. The importance of just learning each other, being friends, relatives, learning who you are as a person. With Oklahoma and a lot of the historical trauma that's there, man, there's been so many wars and battles. All the tribes that went to Oklahoma didn't want to be in Oklahoma. That was the land that none of the white men wanted. And they said, well, send them there. They might last 25 years, they might last 50 years, but culturally in 100 years they're going to be gone. And with this system is how they think, is they think 100 years in advance. Where are you going to be 100 years? So in 100 years, a lot of those treaties were put in a 100-year treaty. And so with that oil, one of the things about that story is Oklahoma was the oil boom in the 1960s to like 1922. That was the boom of the world. That's where all the oil was, where it started. The whole infrastructure of that concept of oil power started there. So you look at that blueprint, kill the natives, take their infrastructure and get that power and then control the world. And so, what happened to the Seminole? There was an oil boom in Seminole down in Wewoka. And then the Reign of Terror in Osage country. So it's a bitter history in Oklahoma. Oklahoma's wealth was established off that death, off those atrocities, stolen wealth. And so, we don't forget that. The Osage don't forget it. The Seminoles don't forget it. And here we are. A lot of us, are still in impoverished communities in Oklahoma. But one thing that we believe is, even though we made it through the historical trauma, we have historical spirit. So they couldn't break the spirit. So we're still here. Shade 45.
There you go, man.
still here.
Yeah, man. So we all here.
Yeah.
We are all here, baby. Come on.
Hey.
Antoine, what are some of the just backward stereotypes or perceptions that people have, you feel, of Native?
I think, just to add one more thing too, I think it's important that we start sharing our stories through film, through music.
Yeah.
We've been, there's a lack of representation for a long time up until now, and still is a lack of representation. We're just clawing our way up to the top right now. And the fact that these stories are being told is good. I see a lot of people, I saw comments. I didn't see the movie, but I saw comments saying, why does it always have to be this? Why does it have to be trauma? Why does it have to be sad and blah, blah, blah? But it's all right, you're opening the door now. We're kicking this door down. So what comes with us is the beauty that people love.
Yep.
People love the songs, the aesthetic. But it's our people. And what comes with that is the trauma. It is the stories. It's the other side of what they've been taught. You know what I mean? So my parents, they went to see it last week, and they said there was some older white people that were walking out because it made
them uncomfortable. It made them look bad.
Made them look bad. But it was like, no, I didn't make you look bad. It just told you the truth. It just showed you what actually happened. And that's not what's taught in school. I went to school in Omaha, in the city. I was raised traditionally. So when I'm in there to the stereotypes, growing up, I got kicked out of every single school that I ever went to. And that was because I came on the bus from the shelter. I had holes in my shoes. I had long hair. Teacher would say, miss, and
wow.
Oh, he's a boy.
Yeah.
And I'd have to fight that my whole life. And my parents, so with our long hair, it's strength in our hair. And that's indigenous people around the world. It's strength in our hair. We carry strength in it. I see you with the long hair over there. You know what I mean?
That's Kalani Light.
Of course, brother, of course.
It's our strength. So for me, my mom was like, you could cut it, or you could keep it. I was like, I'm going to keep it. And I'll just keep getting kicked out. But that was the thing is, as Native people, we're fighters naturally because we just have to fight every day. We have to fight to be seen, fight to be heard, fight to explain who we are. Why do you do this? Why do you talk like this? why do your people sing like that? You know what I mean? Why do you act a certain way? And it's like we have two worlds that we walk in. There's the mainstream society, this world out here, and then there's the other world where we're learning these ways, and we have a sense of and raised with compassion, humility, and to care about the next person, not step on the next person to get up. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And it's a balance, of course, but the stereotypes, alcoholic. I was called an alcoholic. I know you drink. I know you drink. They don't believe me. I never drank in my whole life. Oh, I know that you put it in your peace pipe and you smoke, but really it's ceremonial when we actually do smoke. Chanupa, and it's not weed in there. And it's certain ways that we do things. When I'm on my Umaha side, and some of my family go to NAC, and they have corn husks and roll that up with tobacco. But the stereotypes, people just look at us a certain way and think that we're behind.
Yeah. In fact, you're so far ahead, they can't even see it. You done lapped them 2 or 3 times.
And with that, I've had people in my life where they were on this type of, they're in the streets running. I was there too, but I was in a different way. I was just there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now I see them coming around. Oh yeah, we need a smudge, and we need to connect, and you need to learn, Tom. It's like, what do you mean, my whole life? My people. Since back then, we've been talking about connecting, and when the world was moving on, we were sitting there getting shot by the police, the National Guard, facing off with them. We saw them lighting up the media people so that they could get out and go to the hospital, and then they went and did dirty stuff to us. And that was happening an hour from a city where people didn't even know what was going on.
In Standing Rock.
Standing Rock.
And we was all there. A lot of my brothers were there. I met my lifetime homies there. And it's like, we stand for the land, and we stand for things that a lot of times people didn't even know that's something to stand for. Yeah. They're like, oh, we need to stand for this, and we do need to stand for that. There's also these things over here, and that's what we bring to the table is our struggles. That is everybody's struggles.
Yeah.
That's the land. That's this earth, Mother Earth, and the same way. I mean, we fight for everyone that's oppressed.
We're talking about Native American Heritage Month. I love these stories. I love your jewelry. I know it has some significance. Can y'all break that down for us?
Oh yeah, I got my medicine pouch here, so just fill this with medicine, protection,
Okay.
all the things like that. A couple of little necklaces, and I got my little shirt right here, Brave is Against the Machine.
Okay.
And this right here represents this cross right here of the tomahawk and the peace pipe represent my tribe, my Pawnee tribe. And what that says is, if you come in peace, we can smoke together, we become relatives. But if you come in war, we'll accommodate you.
Yeah.
We'll accommodate you.
Okay.
I like that.
All right.
I got this $10. I got this is a elk tooth necklace. It's my little sister's. I asked her to wear it. But a bro of mine, his name's Keto. He made it, and a lot of our friends, a lot of our family, they make jewelry. They bead a lot. The earring right here. It's an arrow that's beaded.
Tell me your parfleche.
The parfleche. My sister, she made this. It's a hide, raw hide, and
what kind of What kind of hide? Cow?
No, it's something a little
you got
harder.
elk teeth.
Something a little harder.
Okay. Something a little harder. What's your sister's name? You keep shout her out.
There's Wachiwia, which means dancing woman, and that's my little sister. She made this, and my sister Antonia, she's one of the most well-known beaters in the country.
Yeah, she's amazing.
And she makes custom beaded earrings. We'll have to get you a pair.
Yes, I would be honored.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Please.
Tonya, I just got you a gig.
Come on,
Yeah.
Tonya, I got you.
It's
sis.
native bling. It's very expensive. Like we're wearing a lot of money on us, but it's handmade and it comes from the earth.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, my sister's, my mom, everyone does, they make everything, so.
Wow.
I was trying to get my moccasins beaded by the time I came here,
Okay.
but.
Well, what you got on? Let me see what you got on.
I just got little forces.
Okay, well, I wear size 11 if you do the moccasins. You can fit them up.
Yes, we would love. We'd be honored.
Yonasda, I wanted to see, because the parallels, when you talk about black and indigenous folks of this region, I'm forced to think of that relationship, not what we were taught in school, through that indoctrination, but the real truth about pre-Christopher Columbus. Christopher Columbus says in his own diary, as he looked upon the people he came across when he landed in this region, how dark they were, and compared them to people he may have seen in other parts of the world.
Yeah.
The African connection to this land. Can you speak to that?
So I was in Cuba. And when I went to Cuba and I met, one thing I love about learning about history and tribes is traveling and meeting and connecting with the people. I do know that everyone has their creation stories of how everyone came and connected together. In our native way, we say matakiasi, which means we're all related, or all my relations, or we all have some type of similarity and connection. One thing that I do know is that the Moors did come over. The Moors did come over. They did get on boats and come here throughout Turtle Island. There was a lot of that connection. And then when we have conversations sometimes about the Moors, some of the Moors was also with Christopher Columbus. Yeah. So that is also like, man, you came here with the devil. Yeah.
Probably didn't know he was the devil.
So I think, so there's so many of these these stories. And I think that one thing that I love is to see our connections with our foods and our songs, our wear, our regalia, our language, even in our features as well. I always, when I went to the Seminole, I was like, man, they look like me. And then they told me, and I met with the Seminole grandmother, and she was like, she said, man, we have so many families that is in Bahamas. She's like, the Seminoles would always just travel to the Bahamas and to Cuba and to Jamaica, like way before time was time. They would constantly just connect. And so I know that before the continental shift, everything was much more closer and connecting. But, I think that right now we're in a time where people are putting pictures of me, and I'm Black and Native, next to a Sitting Bull or next to Crazy Horse. And they're saying, look, she's the real Indian and he's not. I think that type of narrative is very dangerous. Yeah,
divisive.
It's very divisive, and it's erasure. And I'm not for, because we're already trying to show everyone we're not a moniker, we're not a monument, we're not a mascot, we're not a holiday, we are still here. And then saying that, oh no, the darker skinned natives are the real ones and the light skinned ones are $5 Indians. I think that's so divisive. And I block everyone that puts me in that narrative because I'm like, my mother, so you're calling my mother a $5 Indian? Now there is history and stories, and we learned that with the Osage movie of $5 Indians. But every light skinned native is not a $5 Indian.
What is a $5?
So basically, because, and this is from the Indian Native American Relocation Act, but prior to that, settlers were coming in and saying, okay, you all are giving all these Native American, land and reservation, so they'll pay $5 to be enrolled in the tribe.
White people.
White folks.
Oh my gosh. And so that way they'll have access to the tribe's riches.
Yes, exactly. So if it wasn't,
and then they'll transfer those riches into their families away from the tribe.
Exactly. So if it wasn't being, if it wasn't marrying a Native woman to marry in a family, it was to pay your enrollment to be, to be in the tribe. And then they would just settle on the land. And so we have so many, I know on our Dakotas, right, we have so many settlers that are still there on our treaty land. And that's really what we was fighting in Standing Rock. Like, you all get off of our treaty land. Stop building this oil pipeline. You don't own this. This is our treaty land. We have reservation land and treaty land. And so, but that's what they did. And so with that narrative, they just think like, I always say Native people, Black people, we're not monolithic people.
Nah.
we come in all shades and sizes and colors and everything. And just to constantly, I think with me, a lot of people like, well, is she denying her blackness, or is she denying her nativeness, or she doesn't look like she's black and native, and why don't she just choose one? That was something that I always got growing up. Or am I adopted because my mother, because I'm not the same skin color as my mother? Like, we have a certain stereotype of how we want Native Americans to look. And that is something that we're trying to just push away from.
Yeah.
Like, the guy that commercial, what was his name? Cody? What's his name? The one with the tear?
The tear, when he looks at the litter. The don't litter.
Ionized Cody. He was Italian. He wasn't even native.
Damn, dude, are you kidding me? I watched that as a kid.
Yeah, he was Italian. He wasn't
a native.
No,
fake tears.
The commercial, Sway. It was a commercial and a poster.
Yo, Hollywood though.
Yeah, and so we have this vision, and it's so funny because
Damn, he wasn't native.
Yeah, and it's like with me and Antoine's tribe, they always would have like the Western movies out in Arizona, but they'll be wearing like our regalia, right? Like they'll be wearing
most romanticized, I say, is the Lakota, because it's the teepee, it's the headdresses.
Yeah.
Even when you come out this way, I have some homies out here. They're Six Nations. And they're like, yeah, people out here be getting tats of the teepees and wearing headdresses and stuff. But that comes from our people in media and film.
Yeah.
And it's always our tribe. Like, no shade to Pawnee over there.
We just keep it warrior.
Let's do this. We got a lot of people on the lines. I want to make sure we get to them. Antoine, you sent us a song, right?
Yeah.
What can you tell us about it?
The song, it's my most popular song right now. I took an incline within the past 3 years, and started selling my tours out. And this song is like the song that everyone sings back to me. It's just I like to vibe it out and sing. I started out rapping, and now I do more singing. But I like to incorporate traditional singing because I grew up this way. And this way, you don't quit. This is for the rest of my life. But in my music, I incorporate traditional singing. So at the end of the song, you'll hear it. I sing traditional on the beat. And then now I'm tapping in because we're revitalizing our languages too. So now in my new music that I'm recording currently, I'm speaking and rapping and singing in my language on the beats, which is something that's, indigenizing the music industry. So
and the culture needs it. What's the name of your language?
So it's just my tribe. I'm Lakota and Umaha. So those are the languages. So Omaha, Nebraska. Yeah. Omaha is named after the Umaha tribe.
Umaha.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get to Umaha for the longest too. Man, I could go with you. I'm trying to go fishing too, by the way. All right, Antoine. All right, listen, we're going to play this right now. We're going to take your calls, 888-742-3345. Yeah, Shade 45. Yonasda Lonewolf is with us. Queese IMC is with us. Antoine X, right?
Antoine X, Keese IMC.
Keese IMC.
Yeah.
You don't pronounce the Q like Qu.
Nah.
Okay. Keese IMC. I love learning, man. Like, so even with languages, names, I think it's important that we humble ourselves. And I don't even know if it's about humility. I just like learning the correct way to saying things.
Yeah.
So am I saying your name correctly?
Yes, you are, and I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mom.
So many people say Yonasda or Yonasda, and the fact that you got it right, thank you. That means a lot to me.
Oh, that's important to us here. My nephew was training me as well, so he didn't want me to embarrass him, right? Right, Kalani? Yeah, pretty much. Antoine, give out your social.
Antone X Music, ANTOINE, the letter X Music on all platforms.
So I've been calling you Antoine.
Yeah, it's spelled Antoine, but it's Antone.
Antone X. Okay, see, I'm Sway, by the way, y'all. Y'all been killing my name the whole time. All right, we're gonna take some phone lines, and we're gonna go to Montana. What's your name?
Yeah. It's Brad Shields. I also go by your favorite Indian. I'm from Fort Belknap, Montana, the Ani and Nakota people.
Okay, all right, yeah. Let's give them a round of applause. Yeah, man.
Hahani Wash Day.
Yes. What is that? What did you
Amba Wash Day to you too.
Good morning.
How you say it?
Hahani Wash Day.
Hahani Wash Day.
Hihani.
Hihani.
Hihani?
We say Amba Wash Day over
Hihani.
here.
Yeah, and because he's Dakota. How do you say it in Dakota?
Amba Wash Day.
Wow. Okay, I love this. This is citizens, the kind of information and education they're trying to wipe out of the schools.
Yes.
Why? Why would they want to do that?
Exactly.
Right? You want to comment?
Yeah. Thank you. I've called before. I've been listening for a long time. And I just want to say thank you, Sway, Tracy, and Heather. You guys are awesome. And thank those guys for coming in and singing those beautiful songs.
Yeah. That
was great. And glad to see that Indian music, to hear it on the radio again, besides just at home, it's cool. So thank you guys for that. Really appreciate it. And Indian country is strong, and I could hear it through you guys.
Absolutely, man. That's what's up. Hey, man, we appreciate you, a super citizen. All right?
Yeah, your favorite Indian's always here. I'll call you back sometime.
Absolutely, brother.
Right, Doksha.
Doksha. Did I say that correctly?
Yep,
Okay, all right.
See you later.
How do y'all resonate with the word Indian?
I mean, I'll say this. Oklahoma, they still call it Indian Territory, and in the treaties, it's Indian Territory. So they kind of just, like a lot of Oklahoma natives say Indian. It's just you grow up with it. So if you ask a lot of Oklahoma natives, they're like, yeah, you know, we're Indian or native or indigenous. For me, I mean, not everybody's gonna call me Pawnee or Seminole, you know, so they'll just be like, you're native, you're indigenous, Indian. I don't really take offense to it. You know, I know who I am, and that's, you know, my take.
But where did it come from? I read once that explorers who had been to India came over here and thought the folks looked similar, so they called them Indians.
Yeah.
There's that story, and there's one, the Indios, you know, in God. They try to say that narrative too, like people in God were godlike and things like that. So there's so many stories. You know, it's just, you know, one of those English words, man. You know, I feel it just translated today.
I think it's cool on our end, you know, but I like to be called native.
I like to be called native too.
But, you know, our native people, we say Indian. But it's like one of them things when someone else says, like, hold up, call me native. You know?
Yeah, like if they come up and say, are you an Indian?
Yeah, we got one of those.
Yeah, absolutely. we get it.
Yeah.
Now, if they say engine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why is it this month important to point out? And it's a month in theory, but we should be celebrating the National American Heritage Month or Native American Heritage Month every single day.
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
Man, every single day. And I think that, thank you all first for just saying yes for us to come to celebrate
Absolutely.
Native American Heritage Month.
Absolutely.
Because these platforms, like your platform, and urban media needs to be able to amplify it the same way that it's amplified for Latinx or Latino Heritage Month and Black History Month. I think that Native American Heritage Month needs to be amplified just as much, you know. And I want to call out Target because I really want to curate a Native American Heritage Month section for Target.
Uncle, do they have one?
No, they don't.
Oh, okay. Let's get it, Target.
Yeah, I think that because, you know, when you go into Target, you see Black History Month and they bring in all these amazing entrepreneurs and everything. Same thing with Latinx, you know, entrepreneurs, brands, and Target doesn't do it at all. And we have so many great entrepreneurs, brands, corporations, you know, designers. I'm wearing Kayla Looking Horse bodycon dress. She made this.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's great.
Holly Young, she made this beautiful shell necklace. You know, so these type of things, I mean, I think that should be amplified.
We talk about that all the time here. And I know it sounds really, really crazy, but a lot of it comes down to like publicists and who you hire. Sometimes I say some of these things and these, you know, it's National Hot Dog Day. I'm like, who the hell? Like, I don't know. I'm just making it up.
Antone was like, where? Nobody told me.
But you're right. but we say like, oh my gosh, you need a publicist. Like, you know, and people don't realize like each ethnicity needs a really dope publicity firm because these are how these things like literally get going into corporate America and the spill over, and this one knows that one, and this one went to schools with this person's daddy, and then next thing you know, these deals get done. But I get it. I know when you said it, I was like, oh my gosh, it makes so much sense. It's publicity. That's how we know about all of this. How did Valentine's Day turn into a $1 billion day? It's marketing. It really is. When we buying cards and, you know, flowers and crap. You know, but it's publicity.
Yeah, I think that since we've been doing a lot of since Standing Rock, we've been seeing a lot more of
Okay.
representation
Okay.
for Native American Heritage Month, but it does need like
more. You need more.
It takes this. It takes what you just said. You said this is good. We need to bring y'all back.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what it takes because we didn't get this.
And I have a
opportunity.
platform. And if you guys in
Boom.
town tomorrow, come to my show.
We're gonna
Boom.
come.
Do
We'll
it
be there
live.
We
tomorrow.
coming.
Got you.
And we got a show tomorrow.
Where at?
Urban Indigenous Collective here
Okay.
in the city.
Okay.
At 7 o'clock from 7 to 10. Go to urbanindigenouscollective.org. They are a hub, a workspace hub for Native Americans and Indigenous people here in the city. And then we also are on Saturday. We are going to Relatives NYC, Relatives Art NYC is a Native American store. So you could get all your earrings,
Beautiful.
your jackets,
Okay.
all that fly stuff there. And we'll be there at 4, right? On Saturday,
yeah.
4 o'clock.
Okay.
Yep.
I want to thank y'all for coming by.
Yes.
I wish we had more time, but I appreciate the time that you were able to give. You got a lot of callers. Q from Montana. He's a native. He wanted to shout out the nation. What's your tribe, Q?
Upsalaga Nation from Crow. Crow, Montana.
Saluge, I hope.
Okay. All right. Thank you. You a citizen.
Sway in the morning.
Thank you.
Nunu in Iowa. What would you like to say?
Hey, what's up, Sway? How you doing, Heather B? Everybody there?
Hey, what's up, fam?
My kids are Native American. I'm black.
Beautiful.
I'm Belizean and black, rather. Yep. My daughters play for Meskwaki tribe here in Tama, Iowa. They land is settled. If y'all know Tama, everybody know Nunu. Nunu means something in their language. It's not good, y'all, so I'm not going to say it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I
Okay.
appreciate y'all, man. My daughter is, and my son, they Native American, and they don't, put that out there like she was saying.
Yeah.
And my kids, they love their culture, and my kids go to the Native American school.
Okay. They go to the Native American school, Nunu?
That's
Yes,
beautiful.
they do.
Okay, man. Well,
Yeah,
thank you.
because my mother,
That's
they
important.
have to learn their culture.
Okay,
That's
thank you,
beautiful.
Nunu. You a
Set.
citizen,
Sway in
man.
the morning.
All right,
Set.
and then TJ, I know you've been hold for a long time. You represent the tribe?
Yes, I do.
Which one?
I represent Muckleshoot Indian Tribe out of Washington State.
Beautiful.
Okay.
I'm part of Muckleshoot and Suquamish Duwamish, which is Chief Seattle's tribes before they had the treaties and the wars back in the 1800s. I like to shout out to my tribe and my people for everything that we overcome over the years, being dirt poor, having nothing. My family worked in fields just to keep us alive, eating tortillas and beans because I'm half Mexican also. And it was hard growing up for me because I had to grow up in society, and I grew up in a little town that was really racist, when I grew up, and going through fights and getting spit on and called, dirty Indian around our tribe. And we didn't have land back then. And today we're on this thing called a buyback program. Buy back our land.
You got to buy back your own land.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, land back.
Man, land. That's what
It's
you
land
got on
back.
your. Yeah, man. Hey, TJ, thank you for telling us your story,
Wow.
brother. You're a super citizen, TJ.
Sway in the morning.
All
And
right.
they got some amazing salmon there. If you ever want to, I don't know what kind of salmon we're eating, but if you want real, authentic salmon, go to the tribes in Washington. I just came from University of Idaho. Man, you know that it's really dark pink.
Yeah, I know that. That you eating clone salmon.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Farm raised.
farm raised clone
Right,
salmon. Listen, I want to thank y'all for coming by. We got my cousin E40 about to come up next. You want to bring him in? Y'all want to meet E40?
Oh, we would love to meet
Hey,
you.
Okay, okay, yeah,
Let's
we're
meet
gonna
him.
bring him in. I want him to meet you. Maybe it's a collaboration that could happen.
Okay.
Okay, Keith, maybe I could, we'll figure it out. Yo, 40
Yeah.
Water. And he's celebrating the anniversary of his debut album, man. It's the goon with the spoon himself, 40 Water, huh? Come on, man. Cuzzo. I wanted to introduce you to these brothers right here, Cuzzo. This is Keith IMC and this right here is Yonasda
Yes.
Lonewolf. This is Keith IMC. This is Anton X right here. That's Heather B, as you know. Okay. This Antone X to your right there, Cuzzo. Yeah. Okay, and right there, that's Antone. Oh, y'all met, all right.
Yeah.
And they're artists, and we're celebrating Native American Heritage Month. I want to thank you all for coming by.
Thank you
okay,
so
God
much.
bless you.
Thank
God
you.
bless you. And if they want to reach you, how could they reach you?
Queen Yonasda, Queen Yonasda. Thank you so much, Sway and
Thank
Heather
you.
B. I appreciate you all for giving us this opportunity. And happy Native American Heritage Month.
Absolutely.
Go
Same to you.
Shy.
Hey, on the way out, I want to say thank you guys. Thanks, Heather B. Sway, we're going to be back, and we're going to spit some bars next time.
Absolutely. Come back and spit them bars.
Yeah.
All right.
Shot camp.
Okay.